Good afternoon. My name is Tahir Qureshi. I am the host of Realty Coffee Talk, a global connectivity conference for CIPS. I welcome you all. This is our fifth conference, and we are trying to connect with each other, do business with each other, and get to know. And I want to tell you what's going on in the real estate market in Ontario, Canada. And also today I have invited my beloved People's Mayor, Bonnie Crombie, City of Mississauga. She was a former member of parliament prior to becoming a councillor. Then she was elected as a mayor. She is in a second term. She got the highest vote of any mayor in Canada. So she's a very truly good friend, humanitarian, very passionate personality, and we're lucky to have her. And she's a tremendous power of connectivity within our community across our city. In fact, everybody know her across Canada. So I take this opportunity and honor to welcome Bonnie Crombie, Mayor of Mississauga, to speak to our CIPS around the globe. Bonnie.
Well, thank you, Tahir, for that very warm introduction. And I do have Daniel, who is my Director of Communications, on the call with me. And Daniel will be sharing his screen so that I can speak to you about some issues I think you'll find important in Mississauga, the many changes that are occurring and what the state of the city is, as a matter of fact. Why don't we start there? So okay, it is my pleasure to... It is my pleasure to join you this afternoon, and thank you, Tahir Qureshi, for inviting me to this 5th annual CIPS Global Connectivity Conference. Tahir and I have known each other, I think, for more than a decade, certainly, maybe 15 years, Tahir. We go way back to my career when I started out in politics. And so he asked me to talk to you about what's new and important in Mississauga, and what a post-COVID Mississauga will look like. I think I just need everybody to mute, please. I've been hearing somebody has been doing a deal earlier too, which is great. The good news is that we have made huge progress in our fight against COVID-19 after having been one of the hardest hit regions in Canada. Quite frankly, we're the only region that was in lockdown from November 23rd to June 30th, the longest anywhere in North America. But the good news is we've now administered first doses to close to 80% of our adult residents. That is fantastic. And 2 doses to 55% of our adult population, which is also incredible news. And on Friday, as you know, 2 days from now, we will enter step 3, yay, of Ontario's roadmap to reopening, which will see the further loosening of restrictions and will allow for larger indoor and outdoor gatherings, including indoor dining. Now, won't that be nice to go back to a restaurant and eat inside rather than outside on the patio? I am really excited, and I'm just very excited that things are coming back to a semblance of normal. I'm sure you all are as well. And we don't have any information what step 4 will look like, which will be, I think, the full reopening. And I don't expect to hear it for the month of July, maybe late August or September, hopefully. And people have been asking me about 4th waves. I will share with you now that a 4th wave is possible, but I think it will occur in isolated pockets. Even though you've been doubly vaccinated, you still could get COVID, but your symptoms will be mild. It won't be severe. You won't end up being hospitalized or intubated or in the ICU. But let's hope that the 95% protection that the double vaccines have given us will be enough, and we'll get rid of this virus forever. That's what my hope and desire is. The reality is Mississauga is in a very strong position to not only recover from the pandemic, but to thrive and to grow once again. And that's because we have one of the strongest business communities in all of Canada. We have 96,000 businesses, 75 Fortune 500 companies, 1,400 multinationals. And it's a very, very diverse in our sectors, so it's well distributed. As a business community, we continue to drive innovation in so many different sectors and create highly skilled, highly paying jobs as well. And here at the city, we're busy building a livable, walkable, dynamic, and inclusive, of course, complete communities, as we like to position it. Communities that have the right mix of housing, transit, cultural, and recreational amenities for everyone in Mississauga. We also continue to secure important infrastructure investments from other levels of government, which will be making it easier for our residents to move around our city. And I think many of you are aware of the LRT that is being built shortly, but more on that later. But so not only move around our city, but also across the greater GTA. It'll be easier to get in and out of our city, as well as travel into Toronto and further afield. And this, of course, will help drive our economic growth. So let me tell you a little bit about our strong business environment, Daniel. Even in a year defined by a global pandemic, we attracted investments from some of our biggest anchor tenants while welcoming new and exciting players to the fold, a key ingredient of our economic recovery. We saw companies like Roche Pharmaceuticals invest more than $500 million at their Canadian headquarters here in Mississauga, which will create 500 new jobs over the next 5 years. And these are highly skilled, highly trained, well-paying jobs. Part of our ever-growing life sciences sector that is the second largest in the province, actually in the country, and home to more than 470 businesses employing more than 25,000 people. Canada and the entire world are now looking to many of our businesses to lead in testing, treatment, and post-pandemic recovery, economic recovery. We saw the arrival of the online grocery giant Good Food Market. I know many of you use Good Food. I have many friends that do as well, which signed a lease on a 200,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility that will become the company's flagship fulfillment center and create over 2,000 jobs at full capacity. White's Studio also opened their second studio location in Mississauga, featuring almost 200,000, 181,000 square feet of space. And when you add the recent investment by SIM International in Mississauga, we now have 8 film studios in our city, truly solidifying us as a major studio city north. Let's call ourselves Hollywood North, if you will. These investments are a testament to how Mississauga is leading in many different sectors. We have the second largest ICT sector in the province, with more than 730 companies employing more than 37,000 people. We have the largest aerospace sector in the province, with more than 340 companies employing 31,000 people. And we're home to either the largest or second largest cluster in several other industries, including automotive, food and beverage, and fintech. What's abundantly clear to business, both domestic and foreign, is that Mississauga is simply one of the best places to do business anywhere in the world. And I am proud that for the 3rd straight year in a row, FDI, Foreign Direct Investment Intelligence magazine, one of the leading publications on foreign direct investment, has recognized Mississauga as the #1 mid-sized city of the future in all of the Americas. That is great news. Because of ever-growing business community, our population in Mississauga continues also to grow at lightning speed. By 2050, our population is expected to swell to over 1 million people. And all of these people will, of course, need a place to live, work, and invest, especially as Canada once again begins opening up our borders to immigration. The really good news is that we're busy building exciting new developments, some of which will be like none other in the entire country. One huge bright spot for the city was that we approved more than $2.5 billion in building construction value in 2020, the highest ever in our history. And it truly underscores that developers understand the direction that Mississauga is headed. They support us, and they're investing. In our downtown, when you think of the downtown of Mississauga, We have a number of developments. I can just summarize by telling you 25 towers in the next 5 years. And then the Oxford OMERS development is another 30 towers just north of Square One. So with Oxford, they've released a plan for a 130-acre parcel of land surrounding Square One, which will be known as the Square One District, featuring 37 high-rise towers with more than 18,000 residential units, half of which will be rental apartments. There will also be office employment in retail space, parks, and community facilities, as well as a transit hub that will be served by the new Hurontario LRT, 18 kilometers, 19 stops north-south along Hurontario. If you've been in traffic on Hurontario lately and you see the hoarding and there is work being done, and you can bet that's in preparation of that LRT, which should be completed by the spring or the latest, if there's delays, the fall of 2024. So something I'm very, very excited about. M-City, I'm sure you're aware of the Rogers family investment, is an 8-tower development by the Rogers Real Estate at the western gateway to downtown Mississauga, and it'll be a complement to the Marilyn Monroe Towers at the eastern gateway. M-City will be a mixed-use community that will transform the area into dense urban space that is vibrant, walkable, and livable. The first 2 towers will be as high as 61 stories, with the tallest one reaching 81 stories, becoming one of the tallest buildings in the GTA. Daniels Wesley, in partnership with Peel Housing, has developed a 42-story condominium apartment building in the northeast corner of our city center with 504 units. There's also a 19-story Peel Housing building for subsidized and affordable housing, containing 174 affordable housing units with close to 8,000 feet of retail space. Camrost, immediately south of the mall, is developing an area called the Exchange District. And it's a composition of 4 buildings that scale upwards in rectangular blocks, aiming also to complement the Marilyn Monroe Towers. This is approximately a 3-acre project, which aims to add 4 condo towers rising 60 to 72 stories, and they have plans for boutique hotels and possibly even an art gallery. So very, very exciting news. To the south, when you think about our waterfront, boy, oh boy, lots and lots going on. The work we're doing on the waterfront with the Brightwater and the Lakeview developments is like nothing else in Canada. It's truly a rare opportunity to have 250 acres of prime waterfront real estate to develop. We're giving the waterfront back to the community. Of course, you were aware that the Lakeview project was where the former power plant was. The Brightwater project was a former oil refinery. So these developments will be sustainable, mixed-use communities that include world-class cultural amenities, public art, parks, open spaces that will bring people to the water, but also, most importantly, the water to the people. The projects will spur economic activity and job creating opportunities with ambitions to incorporate technology that will equip these communities to flourish in the 21st century. Brightwater has proceeded a little more quickly, and their 3,000 units have all been approved and they've commenced the building. The site boasts of more than 300,000 square feet of commercial space with a retail and community common corridor running through the length of development from Lakeshore Road to the lake. At the base of the site is a campus, and we continue to work with the Brightwater partners to realize the full potential of these buildings. Lakeview on the east side will boast 8,000 units and feature 180,000 square feet of commercial space. And we're working with many of this on the strategic priorities that will set this site apart from any other that we have done in our city. And they will include an innovation corridor that will be home to innovative companies occupying 1.8 million square feet of employment space and over 9,000 high-paying, highly skilled jobs. A cultural district that will include space for artists to showcase their work while animating the community. They'll work there as well. Creating a tourism destination with views like no other, boasting the longest pier on this side of Lake Ontario as a central focus. And if you remember our former councillor who passed away while in office, it also features the Jim Tovey Conservation Area, a 64-acre reclaimed wetland using the fill of the former Lakeview Generating Station. Mississauga's waterfront will soon contribute to our landscape the way that Chicago's, Stockholm's, and San Francisco's have to those cities. We're also aggressively developing what we call our Uptown node. Right now, we have 14 towers under construction or in application process. At the city, we initiated an official plan amendment in this area to ensure that the area develops as a vibrant but complete community, transforming the urban built form into an urban center with a multimodal road network with parkland, commercial space, and a range of housing choices for our residents. What's also vital to our economic recovery is to continue to build the necessary infrastructure that is essential to the residents and businesses. Since 2014, when I was first elected as mayor, we've secured a $7.4 billion commitment through partnerships with the federal and the provincial governments. And we have leveraged these investments to build transit and transportation networks. One of the most important projects we're moving full steam ahead, and I mentioned it earlier, is on the construction of the $4.6 billion 19-stop Hurontario LRT. I just toured the construction sites last week, and I'm thrilled to report that the project is on schedule to be completed in 2024. And I can't underscore how transformative this project is and will be for Mississauga, and how critical it is to the future economic prosperity of our city. The LRT will form the north-south spine of our regional transit network, and it'll be a regionally integrated transit network connecting millions of people each year to Mississauga and beyond. It'll move up to 31 million passengers a year riding on our LRT, and in the next 20 years, will support over a quarter of all the employment in Mississauga. That's 220,000 people, 128,000 jobs, and 12,000 new residential units. We also announced full funding for the Lakeshore Bus Rapid Transit line, a long-awaited project that will be critical to moving people along the Lakeshore corridor. We're waiting with eager anticipation to hear if our Dundas Street BRT line connecting Kipling Station to UTM and beyond will be approved. I'm very hopeful. I'm also continuing to advocate for more support from other levels of government so that we can move ahead on many other infrastructure projects that are also vital to Mississauga's future. And despite the great challenges of the past year, the future looks really, really bright here in Mississauga. Our businesses remain in a strong position, and we continue to attract major investments and some of the best talent from around the world. With our partners, we're moving forward on cutting-edge projects that will set the bar for other developments, not only here in Mississauga, but right across the country. These are projects that are critical to our economic recovery and will allow us to continue to thrive as a city. Projects that will give everyone the opportunity to live, to work, to invest right here in beautiful Mississauga. So Tahir, I want to thank you for allowing me to provide your group with a little update on the state of our city and the progress that we are making in this almost post-pandemic era. Hopefully we'll turn that page and turn that chapter very, very soon. And I do wish that you all have a great conference. And I'm happy to take any questions if there are any as well.
Thank you very much, Mayor Banikrami. Amazing. I know under your leadership, this country will become one of the top city in the world. And so any of my panel members, anyone have any question regarding this? This is why I live in city. Banikrami is my mayor. When I have invite you all, if you ever decide to come and visit Toronto, Mississauga, I will take you to my mayor and how openly we can discuss any investment opportunity for you or your client. If you have any question, please open your mic and you can ask a question before I start my presentation. So feel free to ask anyone. Or say hello to Mayor, whatever you like to say.
I think they're all as excited as we are to hear.
Good afternoon, Tahir. Roger Minkoff in St. Thomas, United States Virgin Islands. Good afternoon, Madam Mayor.
Well, I'm envious now, Roger.
Yeah. It's about 82
How nice.
degrees. Yeah, about 82 degrees year round. We have a little rain shower we call a blessing coming through because it fills our
Why didn't
cistern.
you invite us to host our conference over there?
You're invited.
I'm coming.
All right. Happens to be involved in politics as much as I am. I think we can arrange that. But I have a note. I had the pleasure of spending time in Mississauga many years ago as one of the founders of a volunteer rescue squad here when Mississauga hosted an international rescue squad competition. And there's a good little thing to bring some folks in with your volunteer rescue squad. But the question I have is, what is your fiber capacity? For example, here in the Virgin Islands, we have 8 times the fiber capacity of Silicon Valley. And so we have quite a bit of IT folks coming in. Is there a way we can partner with you?
So, you know, that's a great question. And I would say to you, I don't know the exact kilometers of fiber optic cables that we have in Mississauga, but I will say that connectivity is very strong here. We don't have broadband issues. I mean, unless there are 5 people in your household at the same time. But I can, you know, but perhaps by the end of the call, I've just sent a note to my staff and asked if they could figure out how much that is, how much exactly we have. But I think things are looking pretty good here from that respect.
Yeah,
Great
Roger,
presentation. Thank you.
May I add to you that we have very big competition between Rogers, Bell Canada Mobility, and other companies. So they are competing for the business. So I tell you, they knock on my door every day to find out I have a fiber optic or not, so they can run another cable. I said, no, I got enough cable already. So
yeah. Certainly, they're very competitive here. And we also, I'm just told, have the largest public fiber network in Canada. So with respect to our public facilities are all connected. And we're very, very proud of that. We are a smart city and we're becoming more and more innovative and smarter all the time. Let's see what else. Oh, 800 kilometers of fiber optic cable in place, which has allowed us to create the largest free public Wi-Fi network in Canada, with free Wi-Fi provided at all the City of Mississauga facilities and an additional 350 outdoor hotspots in the city. And that'll of course be critical to keeping our employees connected to the office. And by being a connected city, it also means a whole lot of other exciting things. We have 780 of our intersections are connected to the network through the Advanced Traffic Management System, ATMS, along with our 500 MyWay buses, our community centers, our arenas, our libraries, and our cultural facilities. So those are just public facilities, Roger. But as Tahir has told you, we have highly competitive cable telcos, Rogers and TELUS, and what's the other one, Tahir?
Bell Canada.
Bell, yes, of course, the phone company. So they're highly competitive and they're everywhere. So I hope that answers your question. We're pretty sophisticated, but there's always room for more.
With a staff like yours, you're going to get reelected as long as they can pop
I have
up
good
with
people.
answers like
They
that.
heard you ask, and I got it right here,
That's
right
good.
now, real time.
Thank you, folks.
Let me tell you, Roger, she is mayor forever, okay? So we don't
Well, I don't know about that. My predecessor was mayor until she was 92 years old, and she served 36 years as mayor. Now, I don't have those kinds of plans because eventually there's a retirement in my future, eventually, but not yet, not yet.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, please.
What sort of incentives do you offer international business that may want to relocate?
So that is a really great question. And that is very common in US states for US cities can offer, and they can give tax-free they can promise you a tax holiday for 10 years. In Canada, we have different restrictions, and municipalities are not permitted by the Municipal Act to do so. So we would have to reach out to the provincial government, because certainly there are incentives depending on the sector you're in. So if you're in advanced manufacturing and you're required a lot of, leasehold improvements or heavy machinery or heavy equipment, there are incentives from the provincial government, but cities themselves don't have the ability through our jurisdiction, through our laws, to provide any kinds of incentives, whether it's to businesses locating here or to the businesses that are here right now. We rely on our talent pipeline as one of our biggest incentives, quite frankly. I mean, I have to be honest with you, I don't have a lot of trouble attracting business here. I did take a big pharmaceutical company away from New Jersey. They were headed to New Jersey, and then I met them. I went over to Brazil to talk to them, and now I have BioLab here instead of New Jersey, sorry. But we have everything here. Like, we have highly trained, highly skilled talent pool. The dollar is lower, our cost regimes are lower. I know you will argue our taxes are higher, but it's not true. I'll prove to you otherwise. And the cost structure is generally lower because our real estate's lower. So we can bring a company here, not a problem. We have, as I highlighted, some of the main investments that occurred during COVID when we were, for the most part, in lockdown. So we continue to have investment, but unfortunately cities are not permitted to provide financial incentives. I know during the pandemic, many of them reached out, they were forced to close, and they came to us looking for assistance, financial assistance and funding, and we are absolutely not able to do so. It's called bonusing, and we're not permitted to bonus any sorts of business employment.
Yeah, I may add that if any of
Well,
you,
it still sounds like more.
let me add something. If any of you need a client that he wants to move in and need some information, please send me the inquiries. I will collect the information specific to your interest. Then I coordinate with all the people in provincial, federal, or city level, and then get back to you with your client. It's very specific information, okay?
We have a highly educated workforce here too. Like 20% of our 66% have a postgraduate degree, post-secondary degree. And of those, 20% have a professional designation, architect, accountant, lawyer, etc. Very highly trained. And we also speak 200 languages because we welcome people from everywhere. And Tahir, you will join me in saying how diverse our city is, but how inclusive and welcoming we are at the same time.
All right, if anybody has any questions. If not, you just post your contact information in the chat box. And if you have any question for our Mayor Bani Karambi, I will be happy to connect with her, share with her, and get you the response. And now, on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk, I'm the host, Tahir Qureshi. I thank you, Madam Mayor, for you spending the time and connecting with our CIPS. Just give you a brief history about CIPS. It's a certified international property specialist. They're member of NAR in the United States, and there are about 3,600 in the world. And I am also one of the CIPS representing City of Mississauga and Ontario here. And they are specialized, and my connectivity has created a connection all over the world with all CIPS. And we refer business to each other. If somebody's coming to Mississauga or Toronto or Ontario, they will recommend to us. And if I have some clients going anywhere in the world, we refer to each other. So we are building this connectivity and creating this global connectivity network for us. So I take this opportunity on behalf of all the participants to thank you, Madam Mayor, for joining us today. Thanks you very much
for having me. And I posted my contact information in the group chat as well. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you for your time. Really appreciate that. All right, friends, I'm going to do now my presentation. And after presentation, we will have an open dialogue, introduce new members, and also see what we have done so far in terms of connectivity between us. And I'm going to share my screen and do a small presentation so you know what's going on. I'm going to give you historic information for the last 45 years, what happened in this industry and where we are today. So allow me to share my screen. So this is our 5th Global Connectivity Conference, and we already know that. So basically the objective of Realty Coffee Talk is get to know each other, build long-term relationship, and facilitate business cooperation. This is all we are doing. So we are all CIPS, and the CIPS is a powerful global connectivity network for real estate professionals, only available to NAR members. My goal is to ignite the spirit of connectivity and cooperation between the CIPS global family, more confidence to make a referral for our clients to CIPS in their respective jurisdiction, because we are restricted by doing our job in certain areas. So I am restricted to Ontario, and you all have a different jurisdiction, so we can only refer business to each other. We are professionally governed by the highest professional standards and practice as CIP designee of NAR. So I want to give you a little bit idea of what the GTA is, a geographic map of real estate, Toronto Real Estate Board, or where Mississauga Real Estate Board, how everything is working. So this is the green is the Toronto area. They go by region. This is a Mississauga. And you'll be surprised the Toronto airport is in Mississauga, but they still call it Toronto, but the airport is under Mississauga. This is a Brampton, this is a Caledon, this is a Peel region, this is Toronto, this is North. So you have a Dufferin, Durham, Halton, Peel, Simcoe, Toronto, and York. So these are areas, Halton areas. So this is where the Mississauga is. So this is geographic lag, because when we are searching property, we select the region, then we select the city, then we select the community, and each one of these small one are community within the city. So this is the latest update, June 2020. We have 8,645 sales right now, 11,106, about 26-27% increase from last June to this June. Average price in June, I'm going to show you more detail later on, 931,131 in June 2020, and right now we are 1,089,537, almost 17% higher than June. So this will give you a little bit summary sale average price by major category. So if you're looking for a detached home, not really specific to size of the house, 416 is the Toronto area, 1.7 million. The average home, it doesn't say it's 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom. And 905 has quite a few areas, Mississauga, Brampton, Milton, other areas, is 1.3 million for detached home. And semi-detached, 1.267 in 416, and 914,000 average in 905 area. Mississauga average is higher than other 905 city. Townhomes is a 941 in Toronto, and townhome in 905 is 836. Townhome in Mississauga is about 850, a little bit higher than the average 905. Condos are 717,000. It doesn't talk about square footage. It doesn't talk about the bedroom. It's just an average price. And in 905 is 611. Fairly in Mississauga is about 650, a condo unit. So you can see the year over year change. If you look at the sale, 905 area, almost 16%, 416, 22% increase in sale year over year. And prices, 416 Toronto, 11.5, and Mississauga, 905, 29.4. What happened is because cost of buying a home in 416 is expensive. Affordability is issue, so people are moving away from the big city to the smaller town. And 905 reporting there are areas which is affordable for new home buyers. So people are moving it. They're cashing their house by selling it now in Toronto, or they're buying it on the other side. So Sammy, you can see this here. In Sammy, the average price was minus 1.9 in 416. But look at this 905, 21.5 was higher. So same thing, townhome, 9.9% increase. And whereas average price increase was 21% in 905 area, which include Mississauga. Condo unit, 6.7% increase in Toronto, and almost 16% in 905 area, which include Mississauga. So this gives you like a summary, year over summary. So sale jumped 28.5% for last June to 2021 June, 28.5%. Listing as minus, and active listing are minus 19.3. There's a short of supply. You can see this 14,000 last 2020 and now 11,297. That's why the price is jumping, and average price has increased, like I said, 17% more than last year. Even this whole duration is a COVID, still increasing. So you can see listing day on the market from 18 to 3 is short, minus 28%, and property day on market 26 to 17. So properties are moving faster than they're coming in the market. So this gives you historic 10 years, how the prices and sale have escalated in Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. 2009, the sale was 86,980. The average price of a detached home was 395,234. And look at it, 10 years later, sale was 87,747, very minor increase, but the price jumped from 395,234 to 819,047, almost triple the price in 10 years. So is it not a place to invest property, investment in real estate? This shows you that statistic. This is I'm going month by month comparison for 2020 and 2021. So January, we have a 4,546 sales. Average price was 838.87. In January, in 2021, we have 6,888, and price jump to 966,068. So you can see that is already jumped. So February 7,193 versus 10,938 and 910,068, 1,045,23. So you can see the March 79,44, 902, 737, and 15,638 sale, 1,097,000. So this was the, you can see that it was increasing month to month. In April was because in April last year, we have a lockdown, so it dipped down to 2957, 820. That you can see that the average price came down from 910 to 902 and then 810 because it was totally locked down in Ontario. And this, even though we will have a lockdown here now because we adopted new technology, how to deal with the showing transaction, signature, deposit, all those things electronically. So this time we have a 13,638 and went 1,090,000. So you can see the slightly decline here. Then in May, 4594, it started picking up from here. It went from 820 to 863,000 increase in last year. In May this year, 11,930, almost triple there, and 1,108,500 357. So average price was jumped again. So from 90 to 108. So there is a, about 18,000 approximately. And June, which we are now, 8,645 last year, 11,106, and 931, 131 to 1,089,536. So there was a slight decline here. This is based on average. But if you look at the July 11,033, we already exceeded in June 11,106. So basically, we're already exceeding the July figure, which we don't have it yet. So it's picking up the real estate. So this will give you a little comparison what's going on right now. Here is 45 years. Starting from 1975, sale was 22,020, and average price was 57,581. And we are here almost 95, sorry, go back. Let's go back. Let me go back. So you can see this here is a 95,070 an average price. After 45 years, it went to 929,629. Last 45. This is a 45 years statistic from Toronto Real Estate, Regional Real Estate Board. This is the graphic, tells you how prices has gone up. So we crossed 925 after 45 years. So this is an economic indicator. The Q1 2021, we have a 5.7% GDP growth. And then in May, Toronto employment growth 9.21 is going upward. And Toronto unemployment rate, it was 9.6 in May. Inflation year over year CPI growth 3.6%. So June bank rate, overnight rate is 0.25. And the State Bank of Canada has said they're not going to increase that the rate. It looked like it's going to stay there until 2023, but they see it every quarterly and review it. Right now, the prime rate is 2.45, and these are the bank mortgage posted rate, 2.7 for 1 year, and 5 years 4.79. But actually, the rate I quoted yesterday was 1.69% 5-year fix for a mortgage for 5 years, amortized for 25 years. So this is a chart how to achieve success. Necessary step to achieve success. This is for the foreign buyers that if you recommend to us, we all have to CPS. We need to create a buyer's checklist. If a buyer is coming to Toronto, I have a checklist how I deal with this. What should I expect when buyer is coming? What are the taxes? What are the lawyer fees? What is how we work with the people? So same thing I ask all of you in the past as well, to create a checklist for the buyer, so buyer knows if there are any taxes, what are the closing costs, what the steps you have to do to make sure that you understand the process. So my goal is that if somebody is coming to your neighborhood and is my client, I'm referring to you, I want to educate that person so when he or she comes to you, she is well educated. So 1 page buyer checklist, how the legal system works. I'm going to show you steps that we take on the next slide. And therefore, I'm able to educate your the client, the buyer. I will be referring to you. If you have someone that is coming to Toronto, I will show you the next slide, which has all the information which I have shared with few CIPS that I'm working right now. Idea is to educate our buyers before they get on a plane, and then they know you, whoever is going to be cooperating or receiving the referral, and understand that. The other thing is information is that when you were talking about a specific property, you are supposed, you can share that data. You know, we put on MLS, we have a very specific requirement for MLS, sizes, the property taxes, location, size of the land, or if it's a lot, or is a house, all the features, number of bedrooms, square footage, property taxes, and blah, blah, blah. So those information we need to share with each other. When we are promoting a proper listing or a property, we need to have the information about them. So now, so if you share the data, I will be able to share with my buyer client, which I will be referring to you. So he or she will be educated before I connect to you and they come and get on a plane and meet with you. So this is why it's very information to share that data with us. Preparing an estimate of closing costs. Most important thing for any buyer is to know how much it's going to cost me to close on top of the purchase price on agreement of purchase and sale. So if there are lower fees, there are land transfer fees, there is a mortgage charge, or there are title insurance, or adjustment for taxes. If it's a condominium, there is a parcel of tied land, or any taxes that have been paid for end of the year in Canada or Ontario. The closing days belongs to the buyer. Therefore, all costs before that, if the seller has already paid, that needs to be reimbursed. So having a closing cost a estimate is not definite. Estimate will help the buyer to understand that. So I do with all my clients who are joining me when going through the process of engaging and hiring my brokerage. They know what to expect based on their demand. Now, so this is why it's very important having a checklist. You have a sharing the data and also closing costs. This is information that you need to provide me if you have a property that you want me to help make a referral to you. Number 4, anytime we advertise or share your property information, video or data or whatever, we need to have a written consent. This is under Real Estate Business Broker Act, which is the law. I don't know, you can see my book this here. This is the law under which we operate. So we need to have a consent of the seller and the listing brokerage to allow us. If you give me the consent, I can share through my system to promote to attract more buyers. So this is why it's very, very important that we talk to each other and get your consent. Now, also because we are a member of, my broker is member of Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, which is the largest real estate board in the world. And we have the ability, I spoke to the past president, she is finished her term. We can advertise your listing in our system here. So in order to do that, we need to have a certain form fill out, and whatever cooperation that we have between us, those are referral agreement. But this allows us to even advertise your listing into our multiple listings. So I have a Toronto Regional Real Estate Board MLS system, which is largest in the world. We also have a Mississauga Real Estate Board, has its own ITSO, is an information technology system, Ontario. So we can advertise them so we can attract more realtors. Even we cooperate with the realtors in Ontario, but they will be sharing any fee that you agree to give it to me. I will be sharing with them. You don't have to pay anything other than that, but you will be the one who will be doing the transaction. This is strictly for advertising on MLS system is necessary. We cannot do any transaction for properties out of Ontario. They have to be in your jurisdiction. It's strictly for attracting more people. Then we have to do a referral agreement and fees. So these are the things individually negotiated between us, whatever you feel comfortable, depending on the complexity of the project, investment or value, whatever we agree between us, this is what we will be agreeing with us. Jurisdiction and due diligence, because when a referral fee is paid to us, for example, we are obligated under Real Estate Business Broker Act, and the seller, the buyer expect us to do due diligence. That's why we choose only CIPS to work with me on overseas. So this is because we are being paid a referral fee. It doesn't matter if is our Canadian client going to your jurisdiction, but I have obligation to do due diligence. And since we are all CIPS NAR, we are comfortable to work with each other. So that's part of the due diligence and jurisdiction. You have the jurisdiction, you will be representing the buyer, which I refer. This is a buying process, a real estate process, foreign buying tips. For example, number one, when we're making a referral, we are selecting one CIPS. So I am only working with CIPS because we are all CIPS. This is our global network. So first selection of a realtor, when a buyer comes in, he selects it. And if you make a referral to me, I am your CIPS, I'm your gateway to your real estate. Now, once a process go through, we select a buyer documentation. It's called BRA, Buyer Representation Agreement, and we already and go to working with the realtor. We go through this and we select that. We educate him. Then we search the property. We select the property with the buyer, and we make an offer. It's a conditional offer. And second step, we go to satisfy the mortgage appraisal and also inspection. Because of lack of shortage of supply, you see that Mayor Bani Karami have shown you so many projects going on. We have access to all these properties. Only thing you have to do is to refer those clients to us. We can help you. So then we go to the conditional agreement period. We go through the condition, and when those are satisfied, then we send it to the lawyer and relevant document, and they will do the transaction. In Ontario law, we can negotiate agreement. We cannot close the deal. It has to go through the legal system. So lawyer will do the transaction, and then lender will send the money to the buyer's lawyer, which is chosen. We have a list of lawyers that we work. We make recommendation, and we help to negotiate the fees. There are specific fees that you pay. Land transfer fee for Ontario is, other than Toronto, is cover closing costs about 2% of the total value. But Toronto is a little bit different because they have a municipal tax and they also have Ontario tax. So that's why it's a double fee, but there are advantages because their property taxes are much less and their appreciated value is higher than all GTA. So lawyer will transfer the deed. This is the document that the buyer will sign, all the money, the deposit he makes, and then the lawyer will do the deed transfer, give the money to the seller, get that document, sign it, register the deed, and also mortgage charge if there is a financing. Financing is available for foreign buyers in Canada. Secure the title insurance. Ontario government has introduced a law where title insurance will guarantee the buyer's protection of the money they paid against any title fraud. So that deal is transferred and the key is received by the lawyer. So this is every transaction. Lawyer don't take chances. They do the title. I would say about $1 million residential real estate or commercial, you're looking at about $350 to $400 approximately cost, which is the addition to the cost. Now, I'm going to give you important things to remember. Foreign types, estimated closing cost is important. Non-residents and foreign buyers pay a speculation tax about 15%, withholding money to get clearance from, if you are foreign buyer and you're not non-resident, any Canadian who lives out of the country for more than 6 months become non-residents. And this tax of 15% will apply to any non-resident, whether it's Canadian non-residents or foreign non-residents. So they hold, when you're selling your property, they will hold about 30% of the sale value until CRA give them a clearance that they have collected the gain tax, whatever that is, before the money is released. We always do arrange consultation with a chartered accountant, a professional, to make sure the client has a full professional accounting advice, tax advice. We also work with the lawyers to make sure that they get the legal advice. from solicitor, and foreign buyer can buy property and secure mortgage financing. So foreign buyer can buy the property, there's no restriction, and they can arrange mortgage financing depending on individually. I am myself principal broker. I am an owner of Canada Express Mortgage Inc. I deal with my clients if they need any help. Now, buying real estate is not related to immigration. It is a separate process. People think that if you buy a property in Canada, you might get the mortgage. No, it's not. Sorry, the immigration. You have to apply to the process to get so this is a checklist that I create when anybody comes in working with us, whether it's a foreign or local. We are working with the realtor as a brochure, then we buy a representation agreement. We put the realtor's name. We have individual ID under FinTrack, Proceed of Money Laundering and Terrorist Financing Act. We are supposed to verify the source of funding anytime is 10%, $10,000 or more deposited. We have to report to FinTrack. They are very strict because there is a money laundering and terrorist financing has to avoid, or money when source of money is not identifiable, you're suspicious, you have obligation to report. So there are certain information that we keep in the file. And this is what I use as a list. So as you know, I am your CIPS, your real estate connection to the world, especially in Toronto. And I created this network. If you are connected with me, please share your listing, the information that I discussed with you in this presentation. Join this because I'm trying to eliminate things of emailing or sending out information. If you are in this group, you can upload the list, make it simple and straightforward. What is checklist? What do we need? Buyers should know who comes. And if I'm referring somebody to you, so I provide the list. This will be published when we share this this presentation on. So I would say our next 6th Global Connecting Conference will be on 11th August at 1 p.m. Thank you very much for watching. So I'm going to go back and stop sharing my screen. So hope it was any helpful to you. You can open your mic now, please.
It was very insightful.
Thank you very much. So please open all your mic. Let's openly have a conversation. And any suggestion, anything you think that we can add, we can educate more. If you have not joined, please open your mic so you can ask question. First of all, I think we're going to start each one of you to say, if you are new, that you have not been before here, please speak. If you have been there, we can start introducing each other again, make sure that everybody. So we can start with Linda.
Hi, I'm Linda Meese, Knoxville, Tennessee, and the Great Smoky Mountain area. And I am on your Facebook page as well.
Wonderful. So you have joined that group, Global Connectivity Group?
Well, there's several. Is it called Global Connectivity?
Yeah.
Group, network.
Okay, I will get on it now. Thank you.
The reason I'm doing this is because, you know, we have so many conferences happening. I am converting, I'm already in contact with 7 of CIPS, and we are already referring to each other, and we are creating documents. We have already created things that we are sharing with each other. So each transaction, any refer, because of privacy, we're keeping off the, you know, not on social media. So, but we are able to exchange information with each other. But if it's a generic information about the property that you want all members to share, or a checklist about your area, you can share in that network. We don't have to send to each other, and I can download it mine. Okay, so I suggest that. So Lisa, you want to say something, please?
Me? Hi, I'm Lisa Wilcox from Nashville, Tennessee, which is in the middle of the state. Yeah, I would love to work internationally with any of you all. We, our prices, like everybody else's, have been going up, but we're still pretty affordable here in Tennessee. So would love to talk with y'all.
Yeah, okay, so who's next? I think LK, can you open your, I just want to maybe go over one sequence. Ask to open. Okay, Phyllis, can you speak, Ella? Phyllis?
Yes, hi. So I've been a broker for 37 years now, all over Long Island, the Hamptons, the South Shore, Fire Islands, the Gold Coast also. And I've done a worldwide villa rentals for about 20 years, and we concentrate now on 5-star villas all over the world.
Okay, Phyllis, I'm sure you're going to share your information with us. Somehow your camera is not working. Ed, are you there, Ed? Can you unmute? All right, he's not there. So, okay.
Hello.
Yes, hi. So Dan, maybe you can start. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Anything you want to share? Because I'm encouraging all friends to, if you have something special, a listing or something that you really want people to give you a referral, please share that with us or tell us what's going on. And then you can go to my Global Connectivity Network. That area, for those people who are serious to connect with each other. It is no longer marketing. The Global Connectivity Network that I created on Facebook is not about marketing. It is about doing business with each other.
Right.
So you see a lot of travel, virtual tour, those are marketing things. I am converting this relationship into a benefit to all of us. So my network is not about touring and all those advertisements that you see. It's what I can do, what you have, what I can help. You saw that Mayor Bonnie Karambi has shown you the project that we have here. I have access to every single one of them. I can walk to Mayor's office, any member of parliament without any appointment because I'm well connected here. So if you have anyone coming here, they want to do any business, shoot me an email, private email, because all transactions are private to each one of you. Anything we do very specific to with you, there will be specific between us. So you can send it to me email. I can get back to you. If you have someone who wants to move here, and I talk to the member of provincial parliament, federal government, and city to get you the information that is viable for them, or even have them to present do a presentation for your client if he's a big client. Like we had similar presentation when what do you call it? Amazon was doing a second warehouse here. So the Mayor Bonnie Karambi did a presentation, and finally we got one of them here. So Deanne, please go ahead.
What name did you call?
Yeah.
I think he's Diane.
Go ahead, please. You need to unmute.
Oh, okay. Yep. It just muted me. Okay. I'm in Austin, Texas, and I am a unique niche that I work in is land, ranch, and lake property, especially for commercial. So I am originally from Minnesota, so I played hockey. You can't find that in Texas. Yeah. And so when we had our big, huge snowstorm here last year in Austin, Texas, it was national news. My kids and we played hockey on our pond was frozen.
Wow.
So it was quite interesting. But, I'm going to take your advice and I'm going to go onto our global network on Facebook, and I'll put all of the information of the goodies Austin provides. And hopefully we can reach and connect with each other soon. So don't hesitate to reach out at any time.
Oh, wonderful. See, I'm trying to do is to make communication easy. So the purpose of sharing this information with you is to creating a template, a standard template, where let's assume that you are a buyer, you are traveling to another country. And what you need to know, if you are educated about that city or territory that you're working, it would be so easy for that person before he or she get off on a plane, she has been educated. And this is how I work. I educate my client. If I'm not satisfied, how the hell I'm going to give him a valuable service? So since I am going to be collecting a referral fee under this law that I am responsible, this law, it says if you're collecting a money, what are you doing to make sure this client is protected? Yes, I'm doing diligence. I'm providing them information, and I'm referring to a CIPS who is licensed in that jurisdiction. That's a law. So I do not recommend. I have so many referral that coming to me for the projects all over the world. I say no, because you don't have a licensing, you don't have a consumer protection laws. Even though some of our friends CIPS are taking risk by doing business, but I will not do it anywhere where there is no consumer protection law and there is no CIPS. CIPS has to be there, then I can feel comfortable to make the recommendation. So let's go back now. I'm going to go to sequence. Ali, are you there? Please, everybody unmute, because this way we can communicate. And after that, we can be talking to each other. If Ali is there? Okay. So
I'll introduce myself if you don't mind.
Give me just 1 second. We're going with the sequence, everybody. So Rajesh, you go ahead now. You're in the same sequence. I'm going to go ahead and.
Did I hear you call Roger?
Yeah. So Roger Minkoff.
Minkoff. Good afternoon, everybody. I've been down in the Virgin Islands as a resident and licensed for some 44 years. I'm overlooking Megan's Bay, which is one of the 10 most beautiful beaches in the world. There's a unique opportunity here besides for businesses coming in, where we have arguably the best tax advantages under the US flag. But there's a unique opportunity, and I have a question as to whether or not I'm going to see some Canadian referrals here in the Virgin Islands. One of the things that's a big market here, particularly since Hurricane Irma and Maria in 2017, when quite a few of our hotels were totally destroyed. Everything is coming back and we are in the new normal. But a lot of people purchased high-end villas, and Airbnb and VRBO are taking over the island. We have over 1,000 rooms. And one of the things that I've found myself doing is representing buyers who are purchasing villas and haven't thought, until we educate them, that weddings and events are a big, big market here. So if you purchase a high-end villa and add weddings and events to that villa, I have the team with catering, with property management, with updated on construction, with booking, with everything that's necessary. Just contracted a $3.87 million villa, should be right behind me, kind of small on your screen, I'm sure, out on the peninsula of Peterborough, one of the areas that is high end here. And it is generating over $400,000 US in Airbnb, VRBO, and weddings and events. So that's a real opportunity. Yeah, thank you very much.
Because we have a shortage of time, I request that you join.
I say thank you.
And share that information there, because there's a lot to share and it's very useful information. Yes, we have Canadian, they're investing billions of dollars in the United States. And this is why I started this connectivity conference. And we have lots of buyers, they will be going there. And I am trying to do a systematic. Canadians work very different way. They're systematically, they're well informed before they leave and get on the plane and start hunting. We're going to make their life easy. They don't need to hunt for people. I know where the Roger is and where they can meet it. Here is the information about the Rogers. Here is the project information. Here is the buyer information. Here's the closing costs. This is the potential area. That is exactly what I'm looking for, what you just mentioned. So I'm going to go to Polly. Can you go ahead, please? Keep it to a 2-minute, please, because I have other friends also, because we have to close at 2:30. So go ahead, Polly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Polly Ramos. I'm here in beautiful Disney Orlando, but the Sunshine State. But I am also certified international property specialist and the NAR Global Ambassador to Jamaica, Bahamas, Bermuda, and Dominican Republic. So if you need any type of help in those areas, please do contact me. I put my information in the chat. But I am also looking for investment properties, any multifamily or duplex that anybody have available. Please contact me for a few investors that are interested, preferably in Florida, but open to anywhere else.
Okay, so I will suggest that you could go to Global Connectivity Network. Please post that information. This is strictly where we want to take action, not to advertise or do anything. This is a want or have. I have this, I want this. And we create that so we are able to start working on it. Thank you very much for sharing. So make sure you join that. Leslie, your turn.
Oh, okay. Hi. Thank you so much. Yeah, I chair the International Forum for my local Realtors Association, and we've done it now for probably the last 4 years. And I say that because that's what spurred me into getting my Certified International Property Specialist designation, and amongst many others. And I'm in Northern Virginia near Washington, D.C., and I would certainly love to be able to work with you with Canadian individuals who are coming down here, and then people are going from here up there. Just looking at the way your market is, it's very similar to Washington, D.C. market. We've gone up approximately 12%, so it's very similar to yours. I don't believe our prices are as high as yours, but the fact is that it's very, very similar and quite amazing.
Yeah, and you can see that advantage your investor has in Canada is that our dollar is weak.
Right.
I just saw it today. It was $1 to $1.23 or 25. I had one son. He come back now. He's a doctor now. I'm very fortunate that the time when he was in the U.S. we were par. The moment he went down, we went $1 to $1.35, $1.40 to buy the dollar for 2 years. It killed us. We couldn't do anything else, but well, thanks God, he just returned from New York after spending time now. He's in Toronto now. He came back in June. So
oh, yay, good.
Now I have my other son is going to Kansas City. I may be thinking about some investment there for him because he's going to medical school next year.
Oh,
so
good.
We'll talk when he decides. So we'll let you know which university he chooses, and we'll decide what we can do for him there. That means I have to work another 5, 6
Yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah. You know, they don't tell you that at the altar, do they?
No, they don't tell. They want this, they want that. Okay. So Joe, could you please introduce yourself? Please open your mic.
Joe Williams from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Welcome all to Tennessee. I have many multifamily buildings or apartment complexes that are being marketed of late. So the demand is quite strong. If you are interested in large mega houses, $1 million houses, we have those as well. And then we have some affordable housing complexes that are starting to come up. Welcome all of you to Chattanooga one day.
Sure.
Hope I can be of assistance to you. And yes, I want to travel to your world as well.
Yes. Thank you, Joe. This is very good. I have lots of investors and because of COVID, everything was only on hold. We have a lockdown. We're in stage 2, as Mayor has said. I got my vaccination. I'm ready to fly, you know, if I have to. And the way, Joe, I do is business, as I explained to you in my presentation, is to educating the client beforehand answer their question, prepare their mind. When they reach a point of agreement, there is a meeting of minds, they like the project,
Yeah,
they
because it's
how we are working.
so hot.
It make life easy for all of us. So my client, when I make a referral to you, they will be so educated. When they get off the plane, they come to you, they know Joe already. This is how I do business. So I take care of this work, this side of the work, and then he comes to you, show the property, and then make the deal.
Okay, no, I won't.
Get a piece of the pie, a little bit, whatever.
That's
So
right.
who else is left, please? Because screen is moving, and I think some friends have left. So let me look and see. Ali, have you spoken, Ali? Hello? Ali? Can you hear me? I think maybe.
Ellie, he's talking to you.
Yeah.
Ellie, do you win?
Yes. Somehow she's not responding. Okay, can you hear my voice? Okay. We have.
Do you want people just jump in and introduce themselves?
Yeah.
I think that might be
Cindy,
easier.
Go ahead, please. Everybody open the mics, please. Jump in.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cindy Wu. I'm in the greater Los Angeles area. I do serve on NAR Global Committee as well, Global Business Alliance, and also a CIPS for about 10 years now. So it's great to see everyone here. I'm glad to see the Jamaica ambassador. I don't know if she's still on, but Jamaica is one of my favorite places, and love to be your go-to. I was in management for a real estate company as well, so love to be your go-to for the Los Angeles area, and I started my real estate internationally as well. So
Cindy, so we have a global connectivity network which I created. Please
yep,
join.
I heard that many times. Yes.
Yeah. So please join that, and then this is where you provide very specific information, the area that you're working, so we are able to educate our clients. And then we are, because I am conducting a lot of seminars and presentations, and I talk with them. Okay, we have this opportunity. If I have a detail about data sheet about the project that you have, I can talk to my clients about it. If I don't have information, they tell me, oh, there are thousands of realtors, maybe in millions in USA, but we have 128,000 across Canada, 90,000 in Ontario, but there are only because I'm a FRI also, there are only maybe 300 out of 90,000 FRIs in Canada and Ontario, and I'm one of them, and also CIPS. So our connecting for global is because of CIPS. So
thank you very much for that. Yes. So America has 1.3 million realtors, and in California, we're the largest state. We have about 180,000 realtors just in our state alone. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ali, can you hear us now? Maybe not. Okay, Ed, are you still there? Who else is missing?
I'll introduce myself. I'm Jama Porter. I haven't spoken, but I'm from the Space Coast in Florida, Brevard County. Melbourne is specifically where I live, but I am so glad that you put this together. I loved how you broke it all down and how we can communicate and really help each other with the different countries. I have somebody from Norway that I'm working with, and so your whole structure was super great for being able to educate on the other side as to what happens here. I just loved it. So really excited to be a part of here. Anybody need anything on the East Coast of Florida, really Florida, but the East Coast, I'm here. So love to help anybody.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. We spend so much time and effort, and we are so talented. Look at that, maybe a million years of experience in this group that we joined today. Everybody had 30, 20, 25, 30 years of experience, and you are certified international property specialist. You're expert in your area. And we follow the highest professional ethics standards. So you are more trusted, because our real estate business, buying and selling, is based on trust of a client. So when I have a client that trusted me and I'm making a referral to the person that I trust, not everybody that joins this the network will want to do business. We will only those people will be doing business who make efforts. We can have millions of conferences, but unless we connect with each other, bond with each other, share the ideas, help each other, how to buy a property in Florida, Los Angeles, Virgin Island, or in Florida, Orlando, or I can educate you about Toronto or Ontario. If we don't educate each other, we are not able to move forward. We just have conferences, but we don't have any tangible things to work on. That's why it's very important to work on things and educate people. And I am very sure that this conference was very useful. The information that I presented, if anybody wants to make suggestion, please do so. If you need any information from us, from me, I have my own. City Pro is my brokerage. City-pro.net is my website. We have a team of 5 people. My daughter is a realtor. My wife is a realtor. And also 2 other brokers. One is a lawyer and he's also a broker with me. And we are focused on high-end clients. And no client is small or big. We pay attention to details and we serve them in the best interest of their clientele. And I am sure that it will be a good to know all of you again. I thank you for the opportunity to come and join. And please take this level to the next level. Say, I have a project. Here is how you buy the property from me and how you can help me. So I am suggesting you this presentation is how I can help you. You can tell me if you want to present something. If you put it on a global connectivity network, I have access to it. Everybody has access. If you want to present your project in our conference, we can allocate time for you to present anything. General discussion is yes, but we need to have a specific position. Like Rogers was telling information about this island. If we can put together next time something that we can use in our next conference, because he needs to educate. Like I got Mayor of Mississauga explain you, and she's the most famous person in Canada. She was able to come and present that. You see, it was nice, wasn't it?
So I'm doing a CMA in a neighborhood where there's no.
So if you want to present anything, please let me know. You can email, you can text me. You have all the information on the screen. I put it very light there. And I would take, if anyone has anything to ask or you want to say something, please feel free to do so. Please make sure your videos are on, because because I'm going to be sharing. Oh, Adriana, you never spoke.
No, okay. I am from Minnesota. I am a CIPS agent as well. And I am the marketing director of the NAREC, which is the National Association of the Real Estate Professionals. I am here to help you anytime, guys, to refer you if just reach to me. And what else? I have 20 plus years in the IT field as a background, and I speak 3 languages pretty well, which is Spanish, English, and Italian. Other than that, I am so happy to be part of this group. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to request all our members, please make sure your cameras are on, because we will be sharing this video on YouTube, and then it will be shared on our NOR and my global network, both places, and also LinkedIn. So when you have a visual effect, when you have a pictures, and try to have a nice screen on the back, and it's more visual, because we're professional. We need to look professional all the time. you know, and so people are seeing this around the world. So we want to make sure that we are well presenting it. So Adriana, thank you very much for joining. And I hope that you all, okay, Barbara, you just joined us. Barbara, please go ahead. And you haven't said, we got a few minutes to say.
Oh no, I have been here. I have been here throughout the whole thing.
Have you spoken?
No, I have not spoken, but I've been here throughout it.
Okay, so please go ahead.
Barbara Ashley Jones from Orlando, Florida. I'm in the technology district area with Lake Nona. I'm also part of our global network here in Orlando, and I have traveled 5 years in a row to your Realtors Quest in Toronto. So I know, except for last year, we couldn't do that, but hoping to be back, traveling back and forth there. I have quite a few Canadian clients, so I work very closely with people there in Canada. So I'm here and I'm really happy for this forum, and just keep up the good work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barbara. I am well connected here in terms of, because I'm a board director of Mississauga Real Estate Board and chair of education committee. Tomorrow I have a program, how to avoid mortgage fraud. This is the biggest challenge that we have. And so far, I think my seminar is full right now because people want to learn how to avoid mortgage fraud because affordability is a big issue right now. And lots of people can't afford it. And sometimes when the client comes to you and we are desperate to do a deal to make some money under COVID, it has impacted all because shortage of supply, affordability is a big issue right here in this area. So if there is an offer, there are almost 10, 50, 20 offers and only one buyer. The balance are disappointed buyers. And this is where the issue comes in and people, depending on how they conduct themselves. So the goal is to educate everybody. But CIPS are very different elite in real estate. Believe me, you guys are professional, follow ethics and professional highest standard. Same thing as FRI, MFRI, we are only few. I think out of 128,000, there are about maybe 540 or something across Canada. So we follow very strict. I was a director for Real Estate of Canada for 4 years. So I told them I have other things to do now. So I just retired. And you know, again, is because we need to tell people who we are, how we conduct our business. The lack of communication is the key because CIPS is a very powerful tool, being a member of NAR, but we can have tags and nice stuff, but if nobody knows about it, what we do and how we do business, if a regular person send out us emails and things like that, and we're doing the same thing, how the distinction between the quality of service between us and other people is how we do ourselves. That's why my focus is always to create things and before we start promoting, and we have plenty of time now because we did 5 conferences and then to prepare ourselves. So I think this presentation, please feel free to give me the comments, suggestions. I'm always learning from all my friends. So whatever I presented, I will be sharing it on this YouTube, and please give us a suggestion. So I think our next conference will be on, I believe is August 11. August 11. So looking forward to welcome you on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk, and all of you. Thank you very much kindly for attending, and let's do some business. Let's make some money. Okay, let's create partnership. Let's refer business to each other. And I can only do business with you if you can educate me what you have to sell. If you don't tell me, educate me what you have, how are my buyer, I don't want buyer to have surprises. So create the buyer checklist. I share with you. If you ever want anything, I can send you the slide, what I suggested, because I keep improving every time. Okay. So thank you very much. Looking forward to see you. I take this opportunity to thank our health staff, the doctors, nurses, paramedic, all around the world for helping our fellow citizen. May God bless you. May God bless all of you. And may God bless Canada, USA. And all the world. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, Tahir.
Thank you very much. See you on
Thank you very
August
much.
11 at 1 p.m. Thank you. Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Or you're paying so much to eat.